Hey everybody, Steven, Cornerstone Auto Pros, showing some glue pulling on the bedside of this 2014 Ram 1500. Wanted to just give just middle of the process education. What's going on here? If you saw our previous video, you would have seen that we had much deeper and bigger dents. And right now, we've got some remaining low spots on these dents. We've got a big shallow low right there. We've got a sharper low right there. This dent was a sharper, deeper dent. We've got a couple of spots where we've done a glue pull and the panel is raised, meaning that it's sitting high right now. And what I wanted to do is I wanted to show a few more glue pulls, and then I wanted to show knocking them down so you can see the results as we work on this. So I'm going to set the camera down. I'm going to just do this right in front of you so you can see what's going on. This would be just like if you came into the shop and got to watch us work on these cars. And so I'm going to choose my glue tabs here using a small crease tabs. I think that these are made by a brand called Robo Tabs. And then I'm going to even use some of these bigger wider crease tabs. These are by a company called Kiko. And so I'm going to use my cordless glue gun here. I'm going to apply some glue, not a ton, but enough so it can spread out when I depress the tab. And I'm going to put this in that big shallow low spot there. Now I'm going to use these smaller tabs. I'm going to put them where these smaller dents were. And then I'm going to pull them up. I'm going to bring them high. I'm going to show to you basically what I can see after I do these pulls. I'm going to use this tool. It's called a mini lifter. It allows us to do very controlled pulling. We don't just hit these things, you know, really heavy and hard. And after a light pull, I'm going to remove the tab. Not going for a big snap, not going for a big pull, just going for control. That one there snapped. I'm not trying to do that, but it's still better to hear that than for the pull to fail. And then now I'm going to show you. We've got these tabs on the panel now. And now I've got to remove the glue. I'm going to use my 91% isopropyl alcohol. And so just pour a little bit on there. You can get under this really easily. I'm going to do this one. I'm going to get that one moving so it starts to loosen up for me. And I'm just pulling this glue off. And depending on the temperature and the type of glue you use, it can come off easy. Sometimes you got to warm the panel up again to make the glue a little bit softer so it doesn't break like that. But either way, we're getting really great pulls here. So I'm going to pull this glue off gently. I'm going to just put some alcohol on there. I'm going to wipe it with this clean and new microfiber so we don't scratch the paint. And now I'm going to show you what we see here. So this big shallow has turned into a nice little high spot, not too sharp. And then over here, we've got these dents that are now no longer dents, but they're just high spots. So I'm gonna show you now what's gonna happen next. We're gonna knock these down. And so putting the camera down, I'm gonna use this knockdown here. This is a tool by Drew's Tools. I'm going to use this little hammer. And I'm actually going to hold the handle by the hammer by the head of the hammer, and I'm going to be knocking down using the handle because it's a lighter weight than the head of the hammer. I'm not going for big heavy hits. I'm going for control. I'm going for going to move the metal slowly. So this might be a little bit loud, but I'm going to start knocking it down right now. hear different pitches in this knocking down, meaning that sometimes it sounds more hollow, boom, 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 and then you can hear other times where it's, you know, ping, ping, ping. And depending on what you hear, you can not only feel and see what the metal's doing, but you can also hear what's going on when you're knocking these dents down. I'm gonna go back here. Got 3 more spots. Okay, so now clean the panel off again. I'm gonna bring you in and show you the current mid-repair results. So you can see down here, we had a much bigger low spot here. There's a little bit of low, and I can still see a little bit of remaining high. You can see here, we don't have those high spots anymore. We just kind of have these smaller, shallow crease dents. You can see that right there. If we come back here, you can see just a little bit more work to be done. We got a big low spot going up here. We got a little bit of a high in the middle, and then a little bit of a high on the backside here. So when we're doing this glue pulling, we're really just kind of playing a back and forth game. And on dents like this, on a panel like this, what I'm going for is I'm going for getting it close, getting it shallow, and then coming back with a standard paintless dent repair tool that will allow me to actually pinpoint the repairs. So I'm gonna knock down just a little bit more, and then I'm gonna show you a tool that I'm gonna use on the back side of the dents, and then I'm gonna show you the results. So I'm gonna deal with this smaller cluster over here. And so every one of these hits on the outside of the panel, it matters. I'm going with a certain type of force, a certain area to apply that force, and I'm looking to basically as efficiently as possible move the metal back into its position so that it works for me instead of against me. Now I'm going to use this tool here. This is a PDR finesse tool. Great set of great multi-pack of tools like this that go from small to medium small all the way up to an extra large. And I'm going to go through some of these access holes on the top of this bedside that I've shown in a previous video, and I'm just going to get behind and push behind these low spots. I'm going to bring the camera, see if I can do this, push with one arm and show you, hold the camera with the other. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to, let's see here, I'm going to be pushing so you can see the pushing happening there. I'm going to zoom in real quick just so it's a little bit better for you all. And right now, let's see, right, where is it? Sorry. Okay, here we are. So right now, this is just because I'm holding the camera with one phone, pushing the dents out with the other. So right here, I'm just behind it, and you can just see the disappearing of these little spots. And I'm gonna go back and forth, and I'll probably have to knock down a little bit again. But going back and forth on these dents very gently, not making really hard pushes, not leveraging really hard, not you know, approaching this thing with finesse is really the best way to put it. And so I'm gonna work on this here right now without trying to be a hero and hold the camera while working with one arm. Maybe some guys can do that, but I can't. And I'm going to show you really quickly how great of results we can get in an efficient amount of time when it comes to some of these dents. And so this here is saving the customer from repainting the bedside. This is saving this truck from a tremendous amount of removal and installation, meaning that in order to repair and paint this bedside, they might even have to unbolt the bedside from the frame and back it off so they can get paint around the back edges of it when they go to repaint it. It keeps it from being ground down, having body filler added, basically without all of the proper precautions and all of the variables going right, setting this thing up for a potential future failure concerning corrosion resistance, meaning that rust can begin. If somebody is not doing their job right, or the chemicals are not reacting correctly, which there's a lot of details concerning that, then the paint might not stick. It might delaminate, meaning that it could just peel off. If you've ever seen paint peeling off of cars, it's called delamination. It can happen because they're not applying it thick enough. It can happen just due to just the simple reason of a product failure. So I'm going to bring you in close now, show you the current result. Let me zoom in here, and you can see it's quite a bit better in that area already. You can see that there's some shallow lows, shallow highs, or subtle highs, but we are on our way. And when this thing is done, you're not even going to be able to tell that there was ever damage. You're not going to be able to see any of these low spots that remain. But this is the process of how we're working these dents out back and forth, specifically these bigger dents that require a little bit more attention than some of the smaller ones. The small ones, such as, let's see here, these dents, for example, I won't even glue pull these dents. I won't start it that way. All this inconsistency in the panel, hail dents and pressure dents, we're going to be pushing out with a tool and knocking the high spots down with our hammer. And so these other ones, they require to move a lot of metal a little bit faster and in a broad sense. So we started those with glue, but we're going to be working the rest of this out with a tool. I can't wait to show you the results. So pay attention to when our next video comes out. We'd love to show you the results that we're achieving here at Cornerstone Auto Pros using Paintless Dent Repair. If you would like us to come, if you'd like us to come and look at your car, the hail damage on your car, if you want to have just a certainty and a trust that your car is going to get repaired correctly by a company that does hail repair the right way, we would love to help you out with that. So call us, text us, email us. Our contact info is in the description. Thanks.